In the heart of Lagos, Nigeria, lived a young woman named Ada. Born into a life of poverty, Ada had always dreamt of escaping her circumstances. She was fiercely intelligent, with a sharp mind that could see opportunities where others saw obstacles. However, her dreams seemed out of reach until she stumbled upon a way she believed could change her life forever. Ada's fascination with the stories of ancient African gods and their powers led her to discover an old, forbidden ritual in a dusty, forgotten tome. According to the ritual, wealth beyond imagination could be achieved by making a dark sacrifice. The price was high. One had to offer the souls of the most desperate and marginalized, those who had nothing left to lose. Desperation clouded Ada's judgment. She began approaching the men who roamed the streets, the destitute and broken souls who sought refuge in the night. She offered them fleeting warmth and kindness, promising them a better life. Many of these men, entangled in their own struggles, believed her words and followed her, hoping for a glimpse of hope. Ada lured them into her home with promises of safety and sustenance. Once they were inside, she performed the ritual as described in the tome. One by one, she sacrificed them to the dark forces she believed would grant her the wealth she so desperately desired. In return, her bank accounts began swelling with unimaginable riches. At first, Ada reveled in her newfound wealth. She bought lavish clothes, expensive jewelry, and an opulent mansion. But as the days turned into months, she began to feel the weight of her actions pressing down on her. The men she had sacrificed were not just faceless entities. They were people with stories, dreams, and families. Each time she looked at her reflection in a gilded mirror, she saw not just her own face but the ghostly echoes of those she had wronged. The city around her began to change as well. The streets where the men once roamed seemed to hold an eerie silence, as if the soul of the city had been hollowed out. People whispered of a dark presence around Ada, and the vibrant energy of Lagos seemed to fade in her vicinity. One night, as Ada lay in her luxurious bed, she was visited by a haunting dream. The men she had sacrificed appeared before her, their faces twisted in anguish. They spoke not with anger but with a sorrow that cut through Ada's heart. They told her that while they had lost their lives, their spirits were now bound to the very riches she had gained. They would haunt her until she atoned for her sins. Awaking in a cold sweat, Ada realized the true cost of her wealth. She could no longer enjoy the luxuries she had acquired. Each material possession felt like a chain binding her to the darkness she had embraced. The city, once vibrant, now seemed like a ghost town to her. Consumed by guilt, Ada sought redemption. She began using her wealth to help those in need, building shelters, feeding the hungry, and offering support to the destitute. But no matter how much good she tried to do, the shadows of her past actions never left her. The weight of her choices remained a constant, haunting presence in her life. As years passed, Ada became a cautionary tale, a story of how greed and desperation could lead one down a dark path. Though she sought redemption, the price of her gold had forever altered her life and the lives of those around her. In the end, Ada learned that some things are too costly to buy, and some sacrifices are too grave to make. The wealth she had sought brought her nothing but a heavy heart and a lesson in the true cost of ambition.